Today I'm going to pull my custom chain guide off there, and I'm going to try one of these ones that I bought. I think I might have to modify it and trim this nub, but we'll see, and we'll see if it works any better. I could still get some more use out of this one. It's worn a groove into it, but it's fine. So I've got my custom chain guide off, and it actually had quite a bit more life left in it. I'd say we were about 40% through, maybe less than that. So we'll put this new one on. We'll see if we can. And then we have to find the bolt to put it there. The top little plug here, that fits in the hole and lines up good. I would just have to trim this off because I'm running a larger sprocket. That's no big deal. And then down here at the bottom hole, so you can see down here at the bottom, that plug's not going to line up with that hole. Well, the first thing we have to do is cut the nub on the front and then maybe shave a little bit in here, and that'll push it back a little bit more, and then it'll line up better. So here I'll show you all three. I have the original one in the middle. I have a new replacement that I haven't used yet, which is a different material. It's this new harder material. And then I have the mud flap that I made and used for a couple thousand kilometers maybe, and that one was working fine. So if you look at the original one here, the two nubs are broken off and missing, and this is definitely a softer rubber. You can see it, how flimsy it is. This one isn't very flimsy at all. This one, very flimsy rubber. So you can see the chain never really wore on this the way it should. It always wore a groove into it instead of riding along this line, which is why I didn't care and made the mud flap, because the chain will go where it wants to go basically. So the new one I had to modify a little bit by cutting this nub off on the front and then trimming a little bit inside here. And then once I did that, the two little nubs here lined up, clicked in, it bolted on good. You can see the one that I mounted on there, how now it sits a little bit closer and there's a gap in here. Before it was like this. So the chain guide is sitting where it should be on the swing arm, but if you notice here, the groove starts outside, and then as the chain goes up it works in, and that's just the angle of the swing arm. You can't do anything about that. So now that I put the new chain guide on, I'll go ahead and reset the trip so we can keep track of how many kilometers we get out of this one. We're at 4,124. So it's not a perfect bolt-on replacement, just a little trimming and modification if you have a larger sprocket, and then maybe a little shaving in here just to get it to line up right, and bolts on. So that's pretty much it for this one. I'll run the chain guide that's made out of this new material, and I'll put the link below to the video where I bought these parts, and in that video you can see where I got them. I don't remember where or what the part number was or anything like that. But if you can't buy those and you can't order them or find them, you can always just make one out of a mud flap. It's no big deal.